let me wait for you guys to come on. And we can chat for a second while I wait for some people to come on. Hold on. There we go. Okay, let's wait a second, see who hops on. Let me see where I can put it. So I can share it. One, I need to make sure that I can hear myself, and two, make sure that you guys can see it. Okay. Okay, I think I've shared it in enough places. Okay, so no, go back. I switched it over. Okay, guys, so I'm going to be making the Gollumpus pattern by Seems Legit. And it's a Seems Legit pattern, and Seems Legit, her name is Tori, and she's out in Australia, and her and I have been together making a couple collaborations and things like that, so just to let y'all know. Okay. Okay, so the Gollumpus bag can be like a toiletry bag, it can be a lunchbox, it can have a lot of different utilitarian type of things, and I am making it as a lunchbox. So I was waiting for my hardware to come in from Seems Legit. I'm sorry, not Seems Legit, from New Moxie. And once I got that in from New Moxie, then I was like, okay, now I can go ahead and make it. So I've got that. I haven't even opened it yet, so that's great. Making sure I can hear myself. You guys can hear me okay? Thumbs up, great. I'm just trying to make sure I can see the chat and so on. So I'm going to bring this one over here so I can actually see what's going on. And then if I need to reference the pattern, I can as well. Because hello, Shanova. There we go. Hello. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to reference the pattern over here because I don't know it off the top of my head. This is the first time I've actually made it. I have only sewn it a couple of times. I mean, I've only read through it a few times and watched Tori make it a couple of times. So there you go. I'm taking the glare off of the light behind me for you guys not to see the glare of the big lights because I've got lights everywhere. I've got this light here, I've got that light there, I've got one behind me just to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. Hi. Oh, let's open this up. So I bought a couple of things from New Moxie while I was on her website. I was like, I should have thought of that when I got the, hello everybody, when I got the pink hardware from her. That pretty and pink hardware. Gorgeous, darling, gorgeous. Okay. Some new turquoise hardware. Oh, I've got goodies. Nicole, you shouldn't have. What are these? What are these? Are these stickers? Are these stickers? Sandra, thank you. Can't wait to see you again in a couple of weeks. I'm sending more stickers for your classes. Love, Nicole. Yes. Okay, so she sent me some more stickers. I've got to share. Some people are just born with sewing in their soul. Oh, that is amazing. I love that. I like that a lot. I do. I'm going to keep one for my machine. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put mine right here just to remind me. Okay. So I'm going to be, that's awesome. Thank you, Nicole. I'm going to send her a message. It was her birthday yesterday. So that was really awesome. Okay, so that's that. We get to the hardware. Her packaging, guys, it's just amazing. I wish I had enough time to do something like that. Just a little extra, you know? I love it. Okay, so I had to get some more hardware for the kit for the Adam, the crossbody bag. So I got some of those, some connectors from her. So I've got connectors. They're in the rainbow. I ran out of the rainbow ones. I don't know why I only bought like 4 or 5 packs before. It was really, really odd. And then this is adorable. I mean, come on now. It's a little like suitcase. These are debuting soon. So, ooh! Look at that color. Oh, goodness. I'm probably gonna have to order some of these for the Kings of Horror because it's turquoise, but it's definitely green. Look at that. Oh, that's gonna be so awesome. Look at that. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so now to the hardware that's quite possibly. Oh my goodness, you gave me book stickers. Oh goodness. She must know my son loves stickers too. His room, the wall in his room is full of stickers. It says you matter. Love that. Live life in full bloom. And then a unicorn. I love the unicorn. And then, is that like a little piglet or something? I don't know what that is. It's kind of like Eeyore. It's so cute. It's one of those squishy things. Squishy things. Okay. I'm going to put those in my drawer for right now so I don't knock it off anywhere because I don't want to lose them. Okay. Oh, it's got a sticker on there. Like, why can't I get it open? I got a sticker. Okay. So this ended up kind of being a mail opening as well as a bag. I needed to kind of get my centers. Oh, it says I don't take great customers for granted. It's so cute. All right, so I've got more zipper pulls. So I needed the Pokeball, right, for my son's bag. And then my daughter really loves mushroom stuff. So I got some mushrooms to make her something out of mushrooms. All right. This is pretty much what I needed. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to put that on my wall. I've got notes of people send me stuff. I got it all over the wall. All right, so in the cutting video, I cut everything out. The only thing I didn't cut out was this piece of fold over elastic. So I've got all that right there. I've got that. I've got my front pieces, everything, and then I've got my zipper here as well. So I have everything I need. I'm going to pull up the pattern over here. Am I grainy? Or is it just my other phone? Because this other phone sometimes doesn't do right. Drive. Gollumpus sewing pattern. All right, so let's get started. I think we're starting with the interior pockets and so on because I'm not doing the exterior zipper. There's like a zipper that goes on the outside and I'm not doing that. Doing all that. Put your zipper pulls on your zippers to make the mesh pockets. Okay, so we're doing the mesh pocket now. Mesh pocket. So grab your mesh pocket piece and so you can cut out the mesh pocket strip out of cotton and then fold it on itself and then fold it again, almost like bias binding, like a binding kind of thing, or you can use fold over elastic. So I chose to do fold over elastic. And for anybody who's using an industrial sewing machine, sometimes it's a little finicky with fold over elastic, and this is what I do. What I do is I fold it over on itself, and then I make sure that this is nice and long, and I start stitching about an inch with the mesh not on it. And then what I do is I then sew it, if that makes sense. I want to make sure that I can see you guys. Okay, I think I can see chat. Okay. Okay, good. All right. All right, so I'm going to put you guys down a little bit so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing down here. Boom. All right. So I'm going to fold this over, get it started under the presser foot. It doesn't want to sit still, so I have to kind of like help it. There we go. Okay, stitch. Okay, now I'm going to open this up and slip this inside. Okay, that's why I always make sure that my fold over elastic is much longer than I need it to be. So then that way I can just fold it over and then hold and pinch it with my two hands as I sew. Nice and slow. And then again, line it all up, pop it over, and then continue to sew. You could use double-sided tape, but I find it doesn't hold as well, or it just gums up your needle because there's not as much fabric in between because the mesh is mesh. No, it's got holes in it. So my way around that is just to take it nice and slow, fold it over as I go. Just like that. And then you can trim it off or just leave it the way it is until you get to the next part of the pattern. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and trim it up. So just like that. So that's the first step. Okay, so now you're going to take one of your lining pieces and attach it to one of your lining pieces. So this is one of my lining pieces. I'm gonna put this to the side right now, just for a second. Okay, so you're gonna take it to get one of your lining pieces, and it's while you're going ahead and get started, go ahead and find all of your centers before you get too far. And I like this one because you can really crease this one. You can really finger press this one really well. The shiny side is the wrong side. It's a little harder to tell with the gray because it's both silver, but just so that you guys know. All right, I'm going to go like that. Clip that in place. So sometimes I like these a little bit better because then they're able just to kind of slide on rather than using your pins to do. Okay. Actually, I'm going to put this one down here and then put this one right here. Okay. So just like that, and then we're going to sew around using an 1/8 inch of an seam allowance because we're just kind of like basting this in place right now. So if I'm not mistaken, this pattern pretty much uses a 1/2 inch seam allowance for most of the bag, so the basting is at an eighth of an inch. Just like that. And Tori is sending me a couple of those skull bowls from Australia. I'm so excited. I'm keeping one and then I'm gifting the other one. Okay. There we go. So we can go ahead and stitch down there if you wanted to and have 2 compartments, or you can leave it as a big compartment. I'm going to stitch down the center because I want mine to have 2 of them. You're welcome, Shanova. She already knows she's getting it gifted. Alrighty. So that's done. Just like that. All right, so next one we have, let me see, take your pocket and fold it in half. I'm not doing the exterior pocket, so I'm skipping the pocket piece with the, all that stuff. Okay, so now you're going to take your large zipper and your zipper tabs and line them up at the short ends and stitch down. Okay, let me see. This thing comes together pretty fast because it's bound. No, she does hers, she turns hers right side out. But if I'm not mistaken, I'm binding mine. Okay, let me grab the pattern piece real fast. Not the pattern piece, but my little checklist and see how long I need to make my zipper. Perfect. That one's too short. Hold on. Let me grab the other one. I thought it was the other one, but I didn't know for sure. I had a couple of them pre-cut for different things, so. I'm over here measuring it out. 24. Okay. And I have the habit of burning my ends each time. Zipper pull. I love New Moxie's zipper pulls. I got Pokeballs, but I got them in just like a plain, it was really plain, so I couldn't really, I mean, I like it. I could still use them, but, you know, hold on, guys. I'm going to turn you guys up just a little bit. There we go. There, so you can kind of see more of this and not just all of that back there that you can't, it doesn't really matter. All right. I'm still in YouTube University, still learning, so I really appreciate you guys, like, sticking with me through my learning curves on these lives. I was going to come on live earlier today, but unfortunately, my instructor who does the sewing camps was not able to come in today. She's moving houses, so she needed to take a personal day. So I get it. So I did the camps for a little while. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Sometimes you have to do it a couple times. It's no big deal. All right, zipper tabs. Okay. So for me, the blue is my exterior and this yellow is my lining. So for the exterior, you're going to want to put it pretty sides. Touching pretty side of the zipper is going to be where the zipper teeth are. Just like that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is sew this down at 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to go ahead and go to a joining stitch length. Okay, just like that. I'm going to burn my threads because why not? Okay, and then do the same thing with the other side. We're making a zipper sandwich. Making a zipper sandwich. Go like that. Pretty sides touching. Okay, so this is where it kind of gets a little harder because you're going to want to make sure that this right side goes to this right side. So you have to twist it a little bit, but make sure you don't over twist it so that it's not straight when you finish sewing it. If that makes sense. I'm sure it does. Really take your time to line everything up. Because once it's sewn, you can unstitch it. You can use a seam ripper, but if you're anything like me, you really don't like to. I'm the type of person who's like, I'll leave it. Not really. I've been doing really well about making sure that I do really quality work. Okay. Stitch that. And then now we're going to top it so that it looks like this. Okay. And then now you can go ahead and top stitch at 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and go to top stitch length. Okay. just like that. That is nice and top stitched. I think the biggest thing that I had with hey, the biggest thing that I had with the top stitching, hi Tanya, is that the contrast in my top stitching with my son's book bag is what really was like, oh yeah. Okay, so now you're going to want to mark your centers of where the center is here. Your centers across and then the other direction. So it's like a 4 points, okay? So you're going to want to mark out your 4 points. For this part here, it's not as, so you just want to make sure it looks like you just identify that. And what I like to do is like hold and pinch it and then just really make sure it's nice and flat. Come back to this side, hold that, and then I am going to snip my zipper, okay? But you'll see what I do to make sure that I don't have my zipper fray. I take my lighter and I run it through there. So I've sealed the edges and it's snipped enough for me to be able to see it. So now to get the other quadrant, so what you're trying to do is do it by quarters. As you're going to line this up there, line up your notches for your center mark, center front and center back. The center back is where the zipper tab is. And then again, hold and pinch. And snip. Hold and pinch and snip. Repeat the process and burn, and then do the same thing on this side. I just like to make sure it's nice and flat. And grab those pieces. Just like that. So I've marked up my quadrants. Okay, so I'm going to be binding mine. So you're going to see how fast this is going to be. I mean, super fast. All right, so take that, put that aside. So this is where I'm going divergent from the pattern. This is where I'm going rogue. I'm going rogue, guys. All right. All right, so I'm going to grab my exterior piece, a piece of my thermal fuse, put that down, okay? And a thermal fuse might be bigger, but it's okay because like I said, I'm going to baste it on, okay? Then I'm going to go ahead and just take a couple of clips to this. Yeah. There we go. I like to line up at least one edge. So then that way I can line up the other edge. If I know that this is straight, then I can do that. All right, let's line that up, make it nice and flat. This is amazing. I don't even own pets, and there's pet hair on here. Okay. All right, there we go. And then now take this, line it up at the top. Line it up at the bottom. Okay. Now we're going to make a sandwich. We're just going to go all the way around and baste it in place. Now we have basted it all in place. I'm going to flip it over, make sure I've caught my lining piece. Oh, look what happened. I felt something, but I was like, what is that? It just folded over, so it's got to take a couple of snips to it. Okay, hold it down and restitch. Okay, just like that. Okay, so now I can trim away all of my excess. Just like that. Put that in the trash. So we're repeating the same process with the back piece. But before I go too far, I want to go ahead and fold everything and make notches for my center marks and so on. Because those marks are going to be very important when we go to assemble everything. Okay, line those up together. Clip. And clip. Those little things are driving me crazy. Put those over there on the trash. Okay. There we go. This is the only one that's like I can't quite see it all the way, so I'm just going to make a little mark with the gray. So I've notched out the top, the sides, and the bottom with quadrants, just like I did with the tape. And exterior. All right, so exterior, right side down. I'm going to line it up with one of the edges with the top. Okay, then you're going to grab your lining pretty side up. Okay, so this one, the shiny side goes down because that's the wrong side. Line it all up, clip it, and then we're just going to go around and clip. I used to have a lot more clips of these clips, and I don't know what I did with them. There we go. Okay. I did the lining side up last time. I mean, it really doesn't quite matter, but the biggest thing is you're catching all three layers and you're kind of close to the edge so that you don't see the stitching later. And if you do see the stitching later, you can always take it out because it's a basting stitch. Okay. So see down here, I didn't catch it all. It's the same pattern pieces. It's just it shifted on me a little bit. So Kasai sent me a message last night saying she received her package. with the kit sample for the Atom tote, for the Atom crossbody. Sorry guys, it's not a tote, it's a crossbody. Okay, and then we're going to trim this down so it's all one size. You can kind of like do this if you wanted to so that it really lines up really well. Let's just get like an oversized piece, trace out the pattern on it, pin it in place really good, and then sew it. That could work really well. So that way you can do all your pieces together and you have to trim away anyway, but at least that way it's a little bit more like all the pieces are completely accurate. There we go. Okay, so that's there. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing where we're finding our centers. So for our tops and our sides, we're doing the same thing, really notching it out. Okay. Nope, didn't get myself. All right. Just like that. All right, this is where everything starts getting really cool. Get me a... All right, so did that. So I am gonna put this little tag on there where it says, "Hey Piper, hi. Can you do me a huge favor? I just texted this smart kid, but I'm sure she's not gonna get the message. Can you ask her to get me a blue binding, the little packages, the strips, or the 1-inch strips? She can get me a package of blue binding. That would be great. I'm on a live and I can't step away, but that's like so unprofessional because obviously I am very professional. I'm not really. Okay, so we've got that. So I got this one. It says "Gotta stitch them all." I thought it was really funny, so I'm gonna put that on the side so that when it comes out, it's like a little tag. You know, it's fun. All right, did that. Okay, now we're going to do the sandwich with our gusset piece. We're going to make our handle here in just a second. We're going to do this, repeat the same process with the gusset. So we're making all of our sandwiches together. After we finish doing all of our sandwiches and all of our prep work, then we'll put everything together. So we're going to do our gusset pieces. And it's essentially the same thing that we did before. So we've got our waterproof canvas, our lining, and our thermal fuse. So wrong side up of the lining piece, line up your thermal fuse on it, and then just click it. You can come in, they're not going to see you. Don't worry, Missy, they're not going to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. All right, so, oopsies. Okay, so we've got that. Quilt sandwich. It's going to need a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Okay. So it's telling us to do like a sandwich kind of thing. So I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to baste it together first and then do that because it's going to be a nightmare if I don't. Okay. So this is the right side sticking out. So it's going to be the lining, your thermal fuse, and then you're going to put pretty sides touching onto the, wrong side touching to the thermal fuse, like so. And then you're going to clip it. I'm going to just baste this on real fast so I don't lose where that's supposed to be. Just like that. What do you think? Yeah. Okay. And so then this, now I'm going to take this one, put pretty sides touching there, right? Pretty, and then I'm going to take my thermal fuse, put that there, hold it, and then hold it. Okay. Now this is where the same thing we did with the zipper, what's it called? The zipper gusset. The same thing we did with the zipper gusset. We're going to take this piece here, right, and put it up here. So pretty sides are touching. So the only difference is instead of having to sew it at two different spots, we're only sewing it at one spot. So this is what it's going to look like. Your thermal fuse and your exterior there, your lining over here. And then now we get to stitch it all together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Okay, just to make sure I didn't miss any chats. Anything in the questions? Okay. So you've got that. Now we're going to turn everything out. And I want to take this seam here and really flatten it out. Just like that. And so what you're going to find is when you do all your twisting, right, when you turn this out, your seam is covered on both sides. Okay? I'm going to really pull on that because the loftiness of this thermal fuse is going to push up against the seam allowance. So just make sure you really pull it apart, and then we're going to just do a quick 1/8 of an inch top stitch right there. Just like so. Hello, the life of Ava. Must be Ava. How are you? First time watching. Oh, great. Nice to have you. Thank you for subscribing. All right, so I'm going to really pull on this, and I'm going to clip it as much as I can, but I'm really just trying to get it all together to put my sandwich together. Okay. Really pull on it and then hold it and clip it. This is like when I wish I had like 3 hands. So I can kind of like hold it like this and let somebody else clip it for me. Okay, just in case we have something. All right. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and clip all the way around. Really wanting to make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, so, yeah. I don't know what's going on, but hey. Okay, clip this, clip this. All right, let's get going here. Okay. Awesome. So now I'm going to go ahead and sew it all the way around. Okay. You're ironing curtains? That's a big task. I think at least that's a pretty big task. Oh, Lord. Okay, so going all the way around, just making my gusset sandwich. I like to start where my seam is. Okay, put that out the way. Making sure everything's nice and flat. I'm really pulling taut on this, but not so much. 29, that's a lot. Goodness. Whew. Are you redoing the curtains in your house? Oh, hi, Melissa. Oh, you have a Victorian house. Got it. Yeah, I can see that. We're just selling our house. We're selling our old house. Snip, snip, snip. Snip, snip, snip. Okay, so I snipped there, and then I'm going to line it up. So I'm not going to snip here because that seam is my center back seam. So I don't need to snip there because I already know my seam is my center. And then do the same thing here. Oh, Lordy. Okay. Okay. Oh, I got some flying at you guys. Hello, guys. All right. So now I have notched out the tops and the bottoms all the way around my gusset, and now I made a gusset sandwich. So now we have a gusset sandwich. We have a exterior top and an exterior bottom, right? So we've got those two. Now we've got our handle. So for our handle, we're going to fold it in half and then fold it in half. And we're just going to make like a standard handle. So this is going to be, I'm going to mark my center. I'm going to use some tape and go from there. Double-sided tape. Thank you, Shinoba. Hello, Gypsy Woman. I'm sure your name is not Gypsy Woman, but maybe it's just Gypsy. All right, so just like that. Hey, Wendy. It's it's Wendy or Wendy. I think it's Wendy. Wendy. Okay. All right, and then down the center again. Yeah, so it is windy. Not Wendy, but windy. There we go. So it looks like 2 o'clock is a pretty good time for us, huh? Like right after lunch. Get in there. Okay. So there it is, and then now we're going to go all the way around. The top stitching is what really annoyed. Oh, okay. Windy for short. I like it. Definitely will do that. Thank you. Okay. I just didn't think I was that popular yet, but I love it. Okay, so now we're going to take our handle, and our handle is going to go into the... Yes, ma'am. All right, so it's going to go into there. Let me go ahead and... Oh, fancy. Okay, she does hers with hardware and stuff. I'm not doing that with mine. I'm just not that fancy. So, let's see here. Got it. All right, so from the top edge, okay. I don't think I did any full binding, did I? Yeah, no, I didn't do that. Okay, so from this, so It's going to be the top. So this is the back seam, right? And then this is the top seam. So from the top seam is where you're going to do your marks. And I'm going to do mine with a pencil because the silver marking pen does not, oh, I could do it from chalk, does not come off of waterproof canvas. Hi, Christine. Okay, and then right there. How's your day going? Okay. So I'm going to put mine like this. Yeah, and then just box it like that. Okay, so I'm going to get a piece of double-sided tape so that I can keep it in place. If this was, if this was a material like a cotton or something like that, that frayed, I would. It is pretty easy. Go buy the pattern. It's by Seams Legit. I put it in the description box. It's super easy. She has it that she births it. I'm obviously not birthing. I'm double spoiled today. Yeah, right? Like that. Put that down like so. This one I'm going to just hold on to it like that. All right, so now I'm going to do a box stitch right in here. You can trace this out if you want to, but I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I don't know why I keep lifting my foot all the way up, but I am. I don't expect that he's going to be like carrying rocks in this or anything. That's going to need this much reinforcement, but hey. Just like that. See? All right, now let's do the next one. Okay. Now, you could have done this before you did all the sandwiching. Can't wait to see your new machines. I know, right? But I just decided, it's okay. You can see it through the lining. It's not a big deal. This is obviously not part of the pattern. Just cupcakes in it. That's right. He's just going to hold cupcakes in it. His sister's cupcakes. I don't know what I just did. I just went around. I was thinking about cupcakes and went completely somewhere else. Oh, I got sidetracked with cupcakes. It's funny. Okay, so that's done there. So now our top is on, and that's a nice handle. Right, so now we get to start putting this bad boy together. So now that we have all of our marks, okay, I'm going to start with the top portion here, which is going to actually have the zipper on it. So we'll start with the zipper. You can go ahead and go on back. Are you waiting for one of the kids? Go through that door. Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. Okay. So we want pretty size touching, and this is what I would consider the top of the Pokeball, and this is what I would consider the bottom of the Pokeball. I'm going to put the zipper tab portion against the back. We all do when it comes to cupcakes. I know, right? When it comes to cupcakes, we're all sidetracked. Okay. I'm going to put that one there, and then I'm going to take this one, make sure I got all of it going the right direction, and line it up at my 4 points. This is important. Make sure nothing is twisted before you pin all the way around, because that would just not be good. Okay. I'm not sure why, but this is awfully big. Like, this is really big compared. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to unstitch one of these sides and make it smaller. So it doesn't fray. It's all waterproof canvas, just different thicknesses. So it doesn't fray. I don't have to bind it, but I am going to bind it. It's just too big. It's too big by, like, I don't know, like an inch. But I thought I measured everything correctly, but maybe I didn't. Like, it's pretty gappy, because when you go to turn this in here, it's just a lot of extra space in there. You don't want that. So that's like a quarter. So I'm going to take off an inch. So if your gusset piece like this ends up being too long, you can always unstitch one side and then, like, fold, do it again. Yeah, because it's easier to take off the basting stitch and do this. Don't fight with it and try to make it work, because if it's too big, it's just too big. It's just not going to work right. I must have not measured it properly and done more. I must have done an inch extra without realizing it. Kids are coming in to pick up their kids from camp. So you may hear little ones in the background. They're mostly between the ages of 7 and 10 this week. Okay. This may seem a little, like, obsessive, but I have to do it the right way, because if it's too gappy, it's just not going to work right. You're welcome. Okay. Come on, buddy. We got this. Ow. Just hurt my finger. I didn't hurt myself, like cut myself. I just pushed it up against the edge right there. And it's just a little bit raw because I've been turning bags out the last couple days, and my hands have been really dry, even though I've been putting lotion on them. Still very dry. All right, so all I'm going to do is twist this, turn it like so, and I'm just going to sew in another 1/2 inch on both of these. So that means the total distance here is going to be, well, that was 1/4. So okay, and then we can do the same thing on the other side. Stitch. So all I did was go over by 1/4 inch on each side and re-sew. I'm not even trimming it away. I'm just leaving that there. Go like that, and then just re-top stitch. Easy peasy. Easy fix. Okay. There we go. So just like that. So that because I did the same distance on both sides, my center marks and my side marks should still be relevant. So if I would have only done it to one side, then I would have had to redo my quarters. Yeah, it's off by just a tiny, 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 tiny bit. Yeah. Okay. So because that happened, I'm just going to mark it with this blue marker so that way I know my blue lines are accurate. It should have been the same, but, well, no, because I took off distance, so it wouldn't be the same. You see that? Took my marks. Okay, let's try this again. This is why we clip. Okay, bottom part of the Pokeball, bottom part there. Make sure everything lines back up. Oh, that's feeling much better. Yeah, that's feeling better. You should have a little bit of room, but not like excessive amount of gapping between in the corners because that's just not gonna work. Okay. So now that I've done that, now I'm going to clip around all the way around now. Okay, hold on, I'm going to just shift this just a tiny bit. Ah, that shifted just a little bit too. So I'm going to make sure. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. All right. So I'm going to go around. Okay. Gonna Ooh, my daughter's in like, all right, just one at a time. You're wanting to line up the curved part with the curve. So just take it and slowly go through. It's still too big. I guess I should have checked it before I top stitched. It's still too big. Let me see. Let me see. Let's see. All right, I'm getting it. I'm just having to shift it just a little bit from the back to the front. Just a little bit. I'm going to pull these out because I'm going to need them all. I got to catch them all. Okay. Really get that in there. Okay, now it's starting to do better. I would say definitely start from the back and then shift your way to the front and make it nice and tight, so if there's any excess that you can kind of push it around a little bit. Make sure your zipper pull is in and not sticking out because you don't want to run over it. It's a sure way to break a needle. I'm just saying. Okay. Looks pretty good. Nice and clipped. So now we're going to stitch it all the way around. You can use a basting stitch, but I'm going to do about a 4.5 instead of a straight up 5, just because in case I want to have it a little bit secure in case I need to just keep it that way. Okay, doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm going to use my fancy dandy seam ripper as my stiletto. Take your time, guys. There's a couple of curves. They're kind of small and tight, but you can do it. If you've never bound a bag before, you can obviously do it the same way that Tori has it in her pattern. But this is a pretty quick bind if you want to, you know, try your hand at binding. All right, so now I'm going to take my zipper pull and I'm going to pull it out of the way so I'm not catching it. Well, not necessarily catching it, but Hey, just go ahead straight back. Did I miss any questions? You were holding your breath. Why were you holding your breath, Christina? I'm sorry, Christine. Why are you holding your breath, girl? You gotta breathe. Go. Hey, just go on in. All the way around. Yeah. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and... You're edge painting, you're fine. Oh, you were talking to Christine. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do my binding. Okay. So, just like that. It should be, yeah, should be less than 1 yard. So 1 yard of binding will go around one side. A 1 pack that has 2 yards on it will be more than enough to go all the way around. So here's what I do. I like to take it and fold it and just run it against the edge of my table. To put the fold in it. Yeah, that book. Yes, it's from Nicole at at New Moxie. She's awesome. Yesterday was her birthday. She sent me all kinds of fun stuff too. She sent me a new turquoise zipper pull that she's coming out with. I was like, ooh, wait. Okay. So now I'm just going to use the 1/2 inch because the 1/2 inch works really well. It kind of saddles up between the both of them. Right between the folds, so it'll really like get right in where it needs to get. If you don't have double-sided tape, that's okay. This just makes it a little easier. Another trick for binding is to use fold over elastics. So it doesn't fray and it can go right over the edge. Okay. I can still see my crease indentation. So start with the back, line it up to the fold, and then fold it over. See? Just like that. Yeah, my tape is pretty cool. All right, so I don't bind it all the way around. I just hold it there and then use my fancy stiletto tool to hold it down. So your curves may not be like the prettiest thing ever. Let me make sure it stays and the needle stays down. But let me tell you something. Binding is so much easier than birthing. I think I gave birth to a, what, 20-pound baby the other day? Purse. Woo! That tiny dancer. She kicked my butt. It was not fun. Not fun at all. Zipper pull out of the way. Come on. There we go. Whew. Zipper pull out of the way. Shaneva, did you decide on the... Oh, goodness. It might go out for a second, guys. I'm sorry. Did you decide on the Mayfield sling or the Duncan? I'm guessing Duncan because you have to edge paint. What'd she say? Yeah, the tape is out of the seam because it's in the middle. So that way when I'm sewing down that edge right there, I'm not going through my double-sided tape at all. That's what I love about it. Makes it so much easier and it stays put without a bunch of clips. Now, in your perspective, it might look like I'm really fussing over it and everything, but really I'm not. I'm just trying to make sure it's lined up properly. But I'm not really like manhandling this. And then there's just the way it looks when it's finished. It's like it's so nice. I think I shared a picture of my son's book bag. You said neither. Oh, okay. So you did neither one of them. I'm supposed to be going out of town tomorrow. Alrighty, and then I'm just gonna cut. I like to overlap by 1 inch. I don't do like a fold over or anything. Like this is not gonna fray. It's waterproof canvas, so. So then now when you go like this and you turn it, it's just gonna all be inside like that. And it's gonna give it like a little bit of like a lip to it. It's gonna give it like oomph. Like, oh yeah, buddy. All right. Now because it's doing like it's, look at that. Okay, so this is the top part of the lid of the lunchbox. Okay, so when I have this like this, so then when I put the, I'm gonna end up putting the gusset part onto the other back piece, and then this onto the gusset. I think I probably do this gusset first, actually. Put this on the gusset. Yeah, let's put this on the gusset. Gusset. Let's line this up. I could have done this part just birthed and only done this part over here, the other side of the lunchbox as bound, because that is going to be a lot of binding right in there. That's going to be a lot of binding, but that's okay. Look at that. Oh, look how pretty that matches in there. How nice. It just sits in there so nicely. It sits in there so nice. So because it sits in there so nicely, I'm going to want to sew from the inside of this curve. So I'm going to put inside the curve. Oh, this is so nice. Oh, guys, this is going to be so nice. See how nicely that's sitting in there? It's going to be amazing. He's so excited. He has not left his book bag anywhere. He's so excited about that book bag. He took it down to his grandma's house for his couple of days with grandma this week. He's taking it on our trip to Virginia. And then this, he's excited about it. And then also the lunchbox. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and sew all the way around. Just making sure that zipper really matches up with the edge of the fabric. And just pushing it up. Just making sure it lines up. Okay. Not sure how much you guys are going to be able to see, but I will try to do my best. I'm putting my hand inside here so that I can help guide it. Okay, and then I'm going to use this as needed to hold zipper tape or anything that it needs to be. I'm taking this hand and I'm really rotating with this hand. Virginia, what am I going to Virginia for? My Uncle Daryl's 60th birthday party. is this weekend. So my husband's family, when we celebrate, like we celebrate for real. Like it's not usually like, oh, come in for a birthday party for a day kind of thing. Like it's like a whole weekend thing. I love it. Christine, you don't live in Virginia, do you? I know Arnetta does. You do? I thought you lived in, like, Georgia. I don't know. So you also live in Virginia. I'm just getting the little phrase from the Insulbright. I'm just grabbing those. Just singeing them. I can see them. You guys probably can't see the little furries, but I can. I can see them. Cut that little edge off. All right, let's see how this looks so far. Arnetta is in DC. You're in Virginia. Okay. Guys, this is cool. Ooh, I didn't even think about doing 2 zipper pulls. I should have done 2 zipper pulls. I just didn't think about it. Look at that. It's so cute so far, right? All right. I showed you guys how to do binding on one side. Just to keep this for time's sake to not be so long, I'm going to just do the other side, bind the other side. But I wanted to show you how guys it all came together. Okay, let's do the other side. All right, so the other side, there's no top or bottom or anything like that. There's obviously sides, but there's no top or bottom orientation. So I'm just going to take it, turn this right side out again. Yes, so inside the bag is the Insulbright stuff so that it's thermal. So he can keep his stuff cool or hot. All right, so I'm gonna unzip some of my zippers so that way I can turn it when I need to. Okay. So you want this to be tight, but not to the point where you're having to snip into your gusset, because the whole idea is for this to be insulated. So if you have any little tiny little pieces of snips that go too far, it's obviously not as insulated as it should be. So I'm so happy you guys have come to hang out with me while I sew today. I needed sewing therapy today. Which one? I'm sorry, Gypsy. Where did you get the Pokemon ball? Oh, I got it printed. I got it printed from the guy who, my vendor overseas. He printed it for me. It was just like a sample for scale wise and stuff. I think it's a little too big, so I'll probably like end up scaling it down by 20%. So it's more of a panel size. Yeah, if that one's not in the shop, I don't have that one out there. Awesome sauce. But I do have lots of other different prints, but not the Pokeball yet. Pokeball is going to be a box, because I was talking to Shanova about the different boxes that I have coming out. And I was like, okay, I know the first 4 that I have coming out. I know those themes. So I have the Kings of Horror. I have the Cupcake box. I have the Little Mermaid one. And then I was like, I can't really think about the other one like I want to do. So I'm gonna do a Pokemon one. Pokemon is like not just for boys; it's also for girls. There's plenty of girls that play Pokemon Go and all that stuff. Now I do have the Eevee Evolution on my website print, but I don't have the Pokeball. Okay, so this is just a little bit big, but it's okay. I'm really concentrating because I'm like sticking my tongue out, I guess. Yeah, I mean, adults love it too. Oh, okay. Which one? I have cork still in stock. I just had it actually for a little while. I'm really concentrating. My lips are like, it's the floral with the dark blue background. Okay, yeah, I think I have that in stock. If you put the order in today, Miss Marquia will get it out to you tomorrow. We're usually pretty good about either same day or next day getting it out, orders, because, you know, we do. All right, let me turn this inside out and see how it looks. Oh goodness, this is so cute. Obviously the bag has to get trained, you know, like memory of like what it needs to do, but goodness, this is so cute. Yes, please hit the thumbs up to help me out. I would really appreciate that. Thank you, Christine. Oh, look at that. It's super cute. I just gotta bind the other side. All right, let's find the other side. So there is this side here that's really close to the zipper because it's just a zipper tape right here. um, that needs to get bound, but I'm gonna hold off on that one. That one's probably gonna be a little bit more tricky, and I'm not gonna probably get that done in like the next 20 minutes that I have to sew. So I'm gonna do the bottom one for you guys, and I think this one here I'm just gonna do with elastic later, because it's so close to the edge of the tape, and then there's already this bulkiness there. I mean, not too shabby. Okay. So the boxes that I'm talking about are not like subscription boxes. They're more like themed inspirational boxes that I'm gonna come out with, and you just buy the one you want. It's not gonna be a pre-order. I think the only one that I might have to do pre-order with is the Kings of Horror, and I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just order the stuff to make 50 boxes and go from there, because that's like a custom print that Tori and I came up with together. It was a really cool collaboration. And it has coordinates. I know, it looks so nice. The Kings of Horror. I have stickers being made with Kings of Horror theme on it. Really fun stuff. So it's like, hey, go ahead. Yeah. So it's like really fun stuff. And then every time I have a different subscription box, I'll have like a different like free gift kind of thing inside of it that comes with it. Just the back? Yeah, that's the back. It kind of comes with it to help build your stash kind of stuff. They're a little too jiggly. Not much support.
Hey, Live.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Oh, okay, good.
Just checking in on Live. How are you all?
Good. We had up to like 25 people at one point.
Oh.
We've got 14 now.
Oh, who you got up here? Who's joining who from where?
Christine, we've got Gypsy, which is Wendy. Shanova's on. I think Sherlock left.
Is this a matching lunch bag?
This is the matching lunch box.
This is just too much for me. This is too cute.
This is a matching lunch box.
This is just too cute. Look at that. All right, bye, Live. Woo!
Miss Marquia needed a break.
Yeah, everyone has to step out and get fresh air at some point. Or step out and go live. Hey, Live. Woo! Type go live if you love my energy. Woo! Go live.
Okay, so this is just a different way. Go live. Yeah, Melissa. Yeah, that's right, Melissa. You were on there too. That's Miss Marquia. She's awesome. So this is just another way to do it if you want to just kind of have it just go around instead of holding it and doing it the way I did before. I'm not really sure which way goes faster, really, because they both seem pretty fast to me, but maybe it's just me. Just cutting out stuff and watching. Yeah, that's fine. I was just trying to remember who was here because, you know, I have, it says 15, but I'm like, I may not know everybody who's on. Okay. And then the number changes every so often, so I'm not really sure who is, you know, still watching and listening or who's coming in and out. I'm not sure. There we go. So that's just another way to do it. If you want to just tape and then clip it, that's another way. Oh, I forgot to put the, gotta catch them all. I guess I could put it back here at the bottom of the lunch bag. Hi, Barbara from Pennsylvania. Nice to hear from you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, I'm gonna put it right there. So I don't forget it, because I just looked up and I was like, oh, I almost forgot it. Okay, so now we're going to stitch it down. We'll stitch it down, darling. And this is not nearly as thick as my mother-in-law's bag that I had to buy new needles for because I ran out of needles. So I shouldn't break a needle today. Hopefully. You can tell I'm concentrating because you've been silently watching. Christy Ladybug is here. Yeah, they all love it, right? Sticky tape binding. I haven't seen the sticky tape binding. So here's my only hesitation with the sticky tape binding, right? A lot of people are out there already like hesitant with the double-sided tape because it gums up their needles. And I'm afraid that it's going to be across the entire binding piece rather than just the center. So I'm just afraid that I will get it too sticky. Don't you start with that. Okay. Pew, pew. Burn my edges. Look at that. Cut all the binding. Got a little wobbly there, but hey, it's not bad. Looks good. I've been in Philadelphia. I went one time for I used to travel around and do different like events and stuff, and I was out there and I went to go see the Liberty Bell. Love the architecture. It's just amazing. In the city, you know what I mean? City, because I've never been to the countryside. I was in the city. So, okay. So that is amazing. Okay. So that's the lunchbox. It's a little wobbly right here just because I haven't bound that part, but Let's zip it up and see what it looks like. Okay. Note to self, next time have 2 zipper pulls. What do you guys think? Isn't it cool? Ah. My alarm just went off. What's my alarm for, you say? It's telling me it's time to go. There we go. Isn't it fun? Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It turned out really nice. Very minimal hardware because she does call for like square triangle rings right here, but you don't have to use them. I mean, look, I think it turned out perfect. Look at that. Bam. And it matches his book bag. Just saying. I think it turned out amazing. Love, love, love the Pokeball zipper. So the only thing I'm saying that if I had 2 of them, if I would remember to put 2 of them, then that way they could close up here and it doesn't hang down the bottom like that. But it's even better when it's like, look, Mom, no hands. It's when it sits up by itself. That's a good thing. Okay, guys. Thank you for sticking with me. I really, really appreciate it. I don't know if I'm going to be going live. No, I'm pretty much not going to be going live tomorrow or this weekend because we are doing my Uncle Daryl's 60th birthday. And get an option to pick my supplies. The class ends of the month. Can you email me about that, please? Oh, okay. All right, Christy. If you just enrolled in the last couple of days, we send the email out once a week, so that way we're not bombarding everybody. Like 5 emails a week when people are signing up. So just to let you know, you will be getting that for your options. Thank you guys. Have a great night. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, so usually she sends it out on Fridays. All right, have a good night, guys. See you guys later. And sure, I'll see you guys next week for another tutorial. Bye.